So Laura Bailey is one of the most famous voices in video games, and she's with us right now. How are you, Laura?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?
You've quite an amazing list when it comes to the games you've worked on. It's very long. When I was looking at it, I was like, wow. Yeah. So what drives you to keep working so hard in voice acting?
Oh, well, I mean, video games specifically. I mean, I grew up playing video games, so I'm in this industry because I love it so much. So, anytime that I work on a new project, I geek out over it. I go home and I flip out that I'm actually working in this industry that I'm working in, and so I'm really excited about some of the games that are coming out.
Cool. So was it that passion for video games that kind of drove you into the voice acting line of work?
You know what's weird is, I knew I wanted to be an actor, and I kind of pursued that. And I did a lot of voice acting in Texas, but I never realized that it could be just my full career until I moved out to California, and I got the chance to work on a whole bunch of different cartoons and a bunch of different video games, and I realized it can be all that I do, and that made me so happy when I realized that, because that's what I love.
What was one of the first kind of voices, aside from your own, of course, that you figured out you could do? Yeah.
Well, the very first voice I ever did was I got cast as Dende in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
At the same time that I auditioned for Kid Trunks. So that's when I realized, I can sound like a little boy in a cartoon. Okay, that's cool. So that's the first thing I ever did, and I think because it was so far from my own voice, it let me kind of explore the range of possibilities instead of just being kind of pigeonholed into one sort of voice like my own.
So Travis is also a very good voice actor.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's okay. No. Do you find at home or stuff like you talk to each other in weird voices all the time?
All the time. I'm sure. Did he say the same thing?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
He said Mickey Mouse was a big one.
Oh, yeah, Mickey. He's been doing Mickey Mouse a lot lately. I don't know why. We do different accents all the time, and we don't even realize we're doing it. It's just we'll switch from English to Russian to who knows what, randomly. Our dog just kind of, when he was young, he used to be confused by it, and now he just doesn't even care at all anymore.
Uncharted Lost Legacy was a really good entry into the franchise. Do you think Nadine's story is done yet?
Oh man, there's so much more to tell with Nadine. Yeah, fingers crossed, because that would be great if we got to explore that further.
Yeah. So motion capture is kind of a big thing, kind of on the rise, I think, in video games. Has that changed the way you work? Yeah,
well, motion capture is so much of what I do now. And it's a completely different process because we film that, So whereas before I would go in for a 4-hour session in the morning for one project and then a 4-hour session in the afternoon for another project, motion capture takes the entire day for, weeks or months or even years at a time. You stick with the character a lot longer with motion capture.
How does it feel, kind of walking down the street and knowing that your voice has probably been in the ears of so many people that you walk past, but they would never know?
I know, it's kind of wonderful. It's a very easy life when you're out in public. I wouldn't envy anybody else that gets stopped all the time. But it's pretty great. I was in Target one time and I heard somebody singing, I don't know if you know the show Shin-Chan, which is an anime that I did a long time ago, but I sang this little song as him, and I heard somebody in Target walking past me singing my little song, and I was like, and you have no idea. And it made me so happy. It was great.
You have something I want, and you're going to give it to me.
Really? Well, I'm flattered, but I'm afraid I'm spoken for. If you'll excuse me.